And we're live from the Everything Games studio here at 404 West Half Day Road. I'm Alameen.
I'm Keatyn.
And we're super stoked for our first in-store regional here
Very excited.
Site. How many people do you think are here right now, Keatyn?
If I had to guess, probably like more than like 50 to 60 people. I think we haven't hit our cap yet, but as we get closer, we'll definitely see way more people coming in. A lot of people who are waitlisted are here, and not a lot of people who are confirmed yet, I believe.
Yeah, so hopefully in the next 15 or so minutes, we'll be getting started here. I believe we are expecting our special guest any moment now. He did tell us that he'd be in around 11:30.
Ooh.
Our special voice actor guest, Lucas Shinneman, the voice of Onigumo from the English dub of One Piece, will be making an appearance at some point today. He'll be here to sign cards for people, $5 a pop, so that's something that's exciting. Keatyn, what are you expecting out of like decks and other cards that you're, Oh, he's laughing.
RP Law.
RP Law, that's okay.
I bet money we will see RP Law. We'll see some Enel play. We'll probably see Bonnie. What ends up at the top table is yet to be determined. If you ask me personally, I'm hoping for an upset. Many people know this about me. I want to see a Don Quixote Rosinante at top table. That's what I want.
I take it that's the deck that you tend to play when you
play?
No.
No. I'm very humble. I would never suggest the deck that I play.
So for those at home that are not in tune with the One Piece card game, and potentially those in the studio here, what does RP Law do that is so oppressive? I keep hearing that name thrown around a lot when people bring up One Piece right now.
So I think the easiest way to simply sum it up is most colors have like red is aggression, purple is mana ramping or dawn ramping, whatever card game you're familiar with. The resource, getting the resource faster than you're supposed to. Blue is about board control via sending cards to the bottom of the deck or back to hand. Black is about minusing the cost of the characters and then using KO effects that KO low cost characters. RP Law is red and purple, so ideally it's aggression with dawn ramping, but its effect has it -3 dawn, so actually the reverse of dawn ramping, more like dawn manipulation. It can play a character with a cost of 4 or less, and bottom deck a character with a cost of with a power of 3,000 or less.
Wow, okay, that is pretty oppressive by the sounds of it.
Not only does it get the aggression from red, because it has cards like Kid Killer that it's a 4 cost, you can play it, and it has rush, so you can play it you can attack with it the turn that it's played. It also has the ability to do essentially what blue is supposed to do, but as a red purple leader. So you'll end up seeing it like, remember at our sealed battle where they were able to flip the boards really quickly?
Yeah.
That, except it doesn't matter how strong your board is, they can pretty much flip the game over in a turn if their hand is strong enough.
That is pretty nuts. Well, for the sake of the health of the game, hopefully we see more varied representation here at the regional. Be nice to see that. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, I'm very familiar with tier 0 formats, and I hope that isn't the case, and we give the format a little time to breathe and mature, then maybe we might see other decks that we don't expect to make it to the top tables here.
I think what's really nice about One Piece is even though Red Purple Law sounds that strong, there are other decks that are contenders, like the other deck I was talking about, Enel. The way that it works is, normally, One Piece, when you hit 0 life, if they hit you again, that's game, right? Enel's effect is once per turn. If you were to go to 0 life, trash a card from, I believe, the top of your deck and then your hand. I don't play Enel, so I'm not 100% familiar with the effect just off the top of my head. But, long story short, when you hit 0 life, trash a card, get another life from the top of your deck. So in a turn to kill Enel, average person, you have to swing on them twice. Once to get rid of their last life, then again. And now that's 3 times. And with most leaders, if you get rid of their last life, it will carry over into the other turn. And then you will only need to hit them once. But with Enel, because of the way that his leader effect works, if you don't kill him in that turn, it's pretty much always going to be a 3 swing. And in yellow, there's a lot of cards like 9-drop Yamato or 10-drop Ace, or there's like 7-drop Big Mom, stuff like that, 8-drop Katakuri, cards that can put other cards into your life.
Ah, okay.
So, RP Law versus Enel ends up becoming Unstoppable Force versus a immovable object. And it just comes down to which one is just not luckier in card draw, but who can play their cards better. So even though the meta seems very one-sided, we're in a really good place right now where it is truly the skill of the players that brings out the best in those decks.
That's awesome.
You can't just pick up RP Law and go win a regional. You can't just pick up a Nell, and you could maybe pick up RP Law and a Nell and win your local, but you can't pick them up and go win a regional, and I think that's what's important here.
Yeah, because it roots out going to a regional. You're going to have the best of the best playing, which means they're experienced players, which they're going to be playing the decks to the best of their ability.
Correct.
So of course it could shake things up here. We never know what we're going to see at the top tables, and that's what I'm thrilled to see. More varied representation.
My hope, unironically, there was a red-green law, different than RP. There was a red-green law that won a regional not too long ago. I'm hoping that people are inspired, and we might see some red-green law gameplay today, because I'm a very big fan of its leader effect. Where red-purple law bottom decks a card, it'll switch out its own cards with other cards from their hand.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So it's aggressive in a way that is just so cool to me. How about you, as someone who is more of a casual One Piece player?
Well, judging from what you were saying about the colors, meaning, different play styles or whatever, me, I've always been kind of a mid-rangey control type of guy, so I might have to go with, what is it, blue and One Piece? Oh, so it's just like Magic.
Yeah.
In that way.
And Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah, actually, I think you're right, because Fusion World does a lot of stuff like bottom decks cards and, yeah, so all sorts of board manipulations sort of stuff there.
That's exciting. I am very excited.
Well, we should be getting started here momentarily. I think there's still people checking in. It's about 12 minutes till events start at noon. 1 o'clock, we are having side events fire off for Winnaboxes. And I believe our guest has just arrived by the looks of it. And he's even brought his Onigumo hat with him. All right, that's exciting.
Very exciting.
I believe Cody's going to be setting him up here real soon, and we might be able to rope him in and talk with him for a bit once he's gotten settled and everything. Keaton, you ready to cut to the first game?
I have never been more ready in my life.
All right, let's do it.
I'm actually, so excited for this. They are mixing their decks up. Ooh, I like the Uta deck sleeves. Ooh, Michael is playing Rob Lucci. Very exciting. I was wrong. I'm already wrong. Good job. They didn't believe me. My guess was that we'd see round 1 RP Law.
Well, I'm glad that they were mistaken.
No. I was mistaken.
You were mistaken.
We have a Nami guess and a Vegapunk. So one of them could still be right. We don't know what Long is playing yet. Ooh. Yo, whoever's Corazon playmat that is, they must be a really cool dude.
Yeah, I wonder where they got that one from.
I don't know, but I don't think you can get it anymore, so. Ooh, an Uta. Uta leader and Uta deck sleeves. Makes sense. Very excited. They got paired in a round 1 Nami mirror. Ooh.
That's miserable.
That's brutal, dude. Rest in peace, dude.
Looks like they're getting ready to roll for high.
Yeah, high roll.
Michael got an 11.
See what Long rolls. Ooh, and a 9. Michael's going to be taking second. Very exciting. Let's see. Do they take? Yep. Alright, they both mulliganed. That's okay. Uta, they're definitely looking for New Genesis or Nami and didn't see either. And I'm going to be so genuinely for real. I don't play Rob Lucci enough. It was Jordan and Chandler? No! Jordan and Chandler round 1. Not the boys. Not the boys. That is brutal for sure, dude. Okay, we see a backlight. I think his name is Bluno. It's Bluno, the 2-cost blocker. Oh, I'm like leaning, dude. I'm leaning around the camera or like the monitor as if I can see better that way. Ooh, we see a Rob Lucci. And the stage card in this lobby. I know that there are 2 builds of Rob Lucci, one that does have the stage and one that doesn't have the stage. Let's see. Ooh, dang. Right off rip, Don Uta, swing view top, pull the Usopp. Michael takes the life. Okay. And we see the Bluno played. That makes sense. And on his 4-done turn. Let's see what Michael's gonna play here. Turns the stage to minus cost the Bluno by 2, KOing it with Brook. And then swinging 6 at lead with Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci effect triggers. Are these players' mats or the stores? So, to be completely for real, the Corazon playmat is mine. And then the Uta swinging 6 at lead pulls a Frankie. The playmat on the right, the Long is using, is a dueling guard playmat that they sent to us. So that one is the stores. Ooh, Brook play allows you to play a slash character or a film or straw hat character with the cost of 3 or less. Plays Usopp, very nice. It's crazy the speed that the regionals played compared to our sealed battle the other day. These guys know what they're doing and are making very decisive movements. Oh yeah, Rob Lucci swings 5 at life, mills 2, and minuses Brook's cost by I believe 1 with Rob Lucci effect. I need to pull up that leader real quick. So like we were talking about earlier, Alameen, a lot of black is going to be cost reduction and KOing. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see a lot of dice moving and a lot of hands moving and a lot of cards moving way faster than we can keep up with. Plays a Spandem, lets him search top 3 for a card that has CP in it, and then they get trashed otherwise. So Brook is currently... That Brook swings, minus the cost from the other Brook on the other side, KOing it. You got a Kaku, which will, I believe it puts 2 CP back in the bottom of the deck, and then allows you to KO a character. Very exciting here. These players are moving so fast. I guess Rob Lucci is has more early game options than I originally assumed he did, but we're about to see this Uta is in a little bit of a rough spot here. Five into Brook, who is a 4,000 power cost, I believe. Here we go. We got a 2K counter from our Rob Lucci player here. Turn 2, Don to backlight the Brook. It KOs a character with the cost of 5 or less that is rested, or can rest a character with the cost of 5 or less. Plays the Brook into Nami. Good search there. He's going to tap 1 Don for the search. I believe it's search top 3 for a film card, and then you can reveal it to your opponent and then put it in hand. Pick up the New Genesis. Very good move. New Genesis allows you to rest 1 Don to search and then restand 1 Don, so it's essentially a free search. He did miss on his 8-drop kid there, which sucks because Uta cannot search 8-drop kid. It is very reliant on it. Yeah, bottom deck the kid. That's what I'm saying, Al Pastor. Bottom decking the kid is rough. Lots of decisions to make here. Turning Kaku to swing 6 into life. The Uta takes the hit, no trigger. Rob Lucci effect, trashing 2 cards to -1 cost to Nami, so Nami is now a 2-cost character. Got a 1k counter out of Long over here. The Khalifa will draw 2, trash 2. Ooh, getting both the stage out of hand, very good. Minusing 2 from Brook. That's a 2-2. Oh, 2 and a 1. I think we might be seeing a Rob Lucci here. Ooh.
Oh, you called it.
I mean, dude, it puts I believe it puts 2 cards back into the bottom of your deck, and then you get to trash a character with the cost of 1 and a character with the cost of 2, I believe. Not as bad as 3 geckos in trash. I guess that's true, yeah. But if you have Hogback, can't you pull Gecko out? 4 cards in hand, passing to the Uta. Board cleared right as it starts to get built. What will we see? Turn. The new Genesis search the top 3. Ooh, 7-drop Luffy, very good card. It's a blocker that has essentially the same effect as that Brook. Restand the Dawn. It's a 7,000 power, 7 cost blocker that allows you to play a character with a cost of, I believe, 4 or less, which allows you to play that Brook, which you can play a character with a cost of 3 or less. Raw swing with Uta, 5 at life. Let's see what plan Long has going on here. Trashing a Sabo blocker. Backlight to KO Kaku right there.
Long not using the Uta leader effect. What is the Uta leader effect again, Keaton?
If you attach 1 Dawn and attack, you can flip up reveal the top card of your deck, and if it is a film card, you get to put it in your hand. If it's not, you bottom deck it. That's what I'm saying. Very interesting that he's not using it, but he might have a plan. Say board state is fairly even now. It is pretty much guaranteed card draw. I think especially if he's going to be searching, he might want to try and smallest Uta hand you've seen in a minute. Yeah, but I mean, all Uta is kind of miss, and then the second you hit, you just keep hitting. Our Rob Lucci did a really good job of getting rid of that Nami before it could really do any real damage to his hand size. Rob Lucci swinging 7 at lead, mill 2. -1 to Luffy, making it a 6 cost. Ooh, dropping the Luffy down to a 4 cost right there. Are there any black cards there? Oh, 1 cost Luffy. Don't do another Rob Lucci, man. Oh, the Brook is crazy. That is rough, dude.
You weren't kidding about the removal that black decks are capable of pulling off in this game.
Yeah, it goes crazy. Ooh. All the Uta needs is 1 good card to turn it around.
Does Uta have any cards up its sleeve that could potentially turn the tide here?
Turn the tide? No. Maybe even it out. They would have to get the 7 Light Review top card, New Genesis. That's what you want to see right there. Because New Genesis is a 1-cost card that searches and then restands the 1 dot it costs to use it, so it's a pretty good card to search. It's another 7-cost Leafy right there. Checking his hand. Generally, the way that Uta works as a deck is it has, I think, probably one of the highest card draws in the game. When you attack with a Dawn, you search your top card. When you play New Genesis, you search for free. When you play Nami, you get to search. So generally, the strat is 7-drop Luffy, 4-drop Brook, and then you have like 3-drop Usopp or Nami in there, and then they spend a turn wiping your board, and then you spend the next turn playing the whole board. So it's kind of a back and forth of, can they remove your board faster than they're able to rebuild it every turn? But if you don't hit that initial jackpot, it can be difficult to safely build the hand that you need.
Ah, gotcha. So it's really banking on top decking the card off the effect of the leader in this case.
A little bit, yeah. He also ended up bottom decking an 8-drop Kid. 8-drop Kid can't be searched and is one of the strongest cards in this deck. If he plays it, we'll go a little bit more into why. Okay, Luffy into 3-drop Uta blocker. Love to see something like that. Yeah, what Al Pastor said there is 100% true. Not top decking the cards, but drawing your chain combo cards.
Ah, gotcha.
The Rob Lucci board is looking pretty built right now. I'm assuming he's going to try and minus out this Luffy as well. We'll have to wait and see, though. He's going to draw a card, and he's going to give -3 to either... Got a tough decision to make here. Does he want to get rid of that Luffy? Or does he want to get rid of that Uta? Because the Uta will let him swing with the Luffy and then restand it. So it could be dangerous for our Rob Lucci to let it live. There we go. That Uta's now a 0 cost right there. Probably going to see a KO from that from a card effect, I'd imagine. Yep. The Brook swings at life, KOing the Uta and giving the Luffy -1 cost. Swinging 5 to life there. $1K counter, getting rid of another Uta blocker. Rob Lucci leader effect, minusing 1 more cost from Luffy and trashing 2 cards from the top. No trigger from that life hit. Ooh, making it a 3 cost, using the stage effect to -2 more from Luffy. Playing Spandam, or playing Kaku over Spandam. Putting Sky Tempest and Khalifa back into deck to KO that Luffy. This is not looking good for the Uta here. Say if the 6 at life swing, a 2K counter. Five at life with Khalifa. What can Uta do this turn to really turn the tide? Al Pastor, it's not over till it's over. It's not. There is still hope here. We could see a turnaround. If the stars align for our Uta here, who knows? Who knows? Definitely a lot to think about, though. I know he trashed that Uta and that Brook, which definitely sucks, because they would have comboed into each other really nicely and left him with about 6 Dawn. I'm invincible 4 swings. Ooh, cool. Grabbing a 2k from top deck, swinging 6k into Brook. He only has 3 cards in hand. Does he really want to invest 2 of those cards to protect Brook? I doubt it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Ooh, okay.
There we go.
See what I tell you. Let's see what's going on here now. Ooh, the raw pass. Okay, no I'm invincibles in hand, I don't think. If only we could catch just a little glimpse of the hand here. Oof is correct. 7 to lead. Does he want to invest at least 2 cards of his hand that I believe is 2 cards? No trigger. 14 into life.
And
dang.
that is the end of our first game.
That was about 20 minutes. It did not feel like that.
No, it did not.
That was crazy.
What did you think of that first game, Keatyn?
That was wild. Not only did I not... I forget that Rob Lucci exists a lot. I'm going to be so for real. It's definitely a very strong deck, but it kind of sits in the shadows of the people that I talk to that play a lot. But seeing an Uta was crazy. I haven't seen an Uta in a hot minute. I know it's a very solidly popular deck, but it just doesn't have the... I mean, you saw it there. If you don't hit exactly what you need to hit, most of the decks that exist nowadays can just kind of clear board faster than you can build board. So, unfortunate to see, but I'm happy to see the variety. I'm glad I was wrong and we didn't see RP Law.
Yeah, that would have been more or less exciting, that's for sure.
Yeah, Lucci does not get played a lot at locals over here. I think we have, what, 1, maybe 2? And they don't even run them at locals more often than not. Just occurred to me. That makes me more excited for what we'll see. What English, Keatyn, for what we will see today, gives me hope. Hope for my boy Don Quixote Rosinante. Represent. Do we have an eye on any other matches out there? I didn't even ask you back. What did you think of the first match?
It was a little underwhelming in my opinion, but I think it was mainly because that black deck was just so oppressive in comparison to just waiting and hoping that you hit the right cards with the Uta deck.
I say I have never personally met Long, but I do know Michael. He's actually a judge for One Piece, so it makes sense that he would know exactly how to play any situation that's given to him. He played it very well.
Kind of goes back to what we were saying at the start of the event here, where you're expecting to see just some of the best players come out for these types of largest events, especially since we're the only store in the Midwest that got the regional, right?
Unfortunately, yeah, we were the only store that got it.
So I'm sure we're seeing a lot more people that we've never seen before is traveling out to come this way to be able to compete.
Yeah, we have people driving as far as 5 hours to get here.
Wow, that is insane.
I mean, the nice thing about the Midwest is even, unfortunately, we were the only store that got it, but fortunately, most of the Midwest is a hop, skip, and a drive away from wherever you are. This Alex guy is onto something. I'm going to enjoy her.
What is Alex talking about?
Oh, that's right. He's talking about those stands they have that let you put your cards on them so that stream can see them. Alex is looking out for us, so I appreciate Alex. But he's also saying that they would be good for anti-cheat in online tournaments, because there's definitely been some recent controversy surrounding that, but we're on to bigger and better things.
I love to see the good sportsmanship in the One Piece card game. That's one thing that they definitely have over on us Yu-Gi-Oh players.
I mean, it's because everyone is a One Piece player because they enjoy One Piece or because they enjoy the card game. I don't know why people come to Yu-Gi-Oh because I haven't played it, but when everybody just plays because they enjoy, tend to have a lot of fun. They are already 2 turns in. RP Law swinging 8 at lead. Okay. Luffy is swinging 7 at lead. RP Law takes the hit. Plays Zoroarjuro. Zoroarjuro's effect is when it swings, if your leader has 3 or less life, add 1 active Don. However, it can be bottom decked by Law pretty much immediately, I'm sure. So, interested to see what goes on here. Definitely a lot of thinking in the RP Law department. He's got some pretty good cards in hand. He's got 2 queens and an Atama. That's all I saw from Rip. See a Bon Clay in there, I believe. And 2 1 costs, which are probably raise maxes, I'd imagine. We'll talk more about what those cards do when they actually show up. There's no point in flooding in that information now, in case he literally never uses them. It'll be like a video game tutorial.
So is the hesitation more so on the different approach to set up the board, or is the character card on Kevin's side formidable?
Okay. The character on Kevin's side it's okay. 5-drop Kid into Law's Leader effect, which triggers Kid's effect that gets him 1 active Don back. Playing Bon Clay that also gets him 1 active Don. He attaches both that active Don and swings at life. The Luffy 3k counters out of the hits. There we go. Good call right there. Switches over to Luffy's turn. He's got 8 Don. Swinging 6 into life, getting 1 active Don. I counted wrong. He had 7 Don. Now he has 8 Don. I promise I went to school. Does Law take the hit? He 2k counters. Okay, getting rid of the Atama. Luffy swings 6 into life, just in case anybody here isn't aware. The average power that a leader has is 5k, and either 4 or 5 life, depending on how strong their effect is or what colors they are. Luffy has 3 life and has 6,000 power as a leader. One of the only 2 leaders in the game that has that.
Wow, that's pretty low for life, right? As far as the game is concerned. Low.
But by having 6k life, they always have to expend resources to even attack you once.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
I think an easy way to think about it is, at the point in the game where you would have 3 life, is kind of the point in the game when people can even start taking swings at that leader anyways. Got Reiju. If you have less Don than your opponent and 5 or less cards in hand, you can draw 2 cards. He did not play Reiju with Law effect. So, a little bit to get into the Bon Clay effect, we're probably going to talk into while he's doing something else. The way that Bon Clay works is when it attacks, it can copy the power of anything on your opponent's board. So it swung 6 into Zoroarjuro by copying Queen. Kevin blocked it with Queen and then 1k countered with a Bon Clay. So that's a whole lot of Bon Clay in that sentence. He's got a lot of choices to make here. Will he swing at the Zoroarjuro again, or is he going to let it sit on board? 6 into Queen. Did a 1k counter, keeping his Queen alive. Playing Otama, minusing 2,000 power from the Zoroarjuro, making it a 2k. Don minusing 3, Law effect, bottom decking the Zoroarjuro. Does he play a character with a cost of 4 or less from hand? Another Bon Clay. So he's going to get that one active Don. And then the Kid effect will trigger, giving him another active Don. Swinging 8 at Queen. Ooh. That is rough. RP Luffy's board is gone. Oh, but he pulls that... he top decks that Bon Clay. Ooh. That Whitebeard card's got a little bit going on, but the only part that's super important now is that Luffy, until the start of the next turn, is a 8k leader.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's going to definitely take some resources to swing into that. But, Bon Clay, the character, will be able to copy the 9-drop Newgate's effect to swing at it for 10k. So, was it worth the risk? Or is it 12k? I think it's 10k.
Yeah, it looks like 10k.
Lots of decisions to make here. Definitely a question of, does he swing into leader? Does he just prep his own board? He's got a lot he could be doing here. Swinging into life with Reiju. Oh, Kevin's got one card in hand. No trigger takes the life hit. 10 at life, copying the Edward Newgate. Kevin takes the hit right there. From 3 life to 1, just like that.
Man, that's brutal.
Yup. That's what's crazy about Bon Clay as a card, is it punishes you for playing your own strong cards. I struggle against that card a lot. I typically spend an entire turn in resources just getting rid of it.
And I take it Alex has likely got 2 more copies in his deck based on
100%.
Based on how good of a card it is. In fact, I think I noticed one chilling in his hand there already.
Yep, they both have Bon Clay in hand, actually.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep. At least I don't think I saw Kevin trash it. He might have for a counter, but I don't think I saw him trash it.
The Whitebeard can just pop it, thankfully, according to Ratchet and Kronk in the chat.
Does it KO a character at the cost of 4? Oh, that's right. Yes, it can. If you attach, I believe, 2 Dawn to Whitebeard, it can KO a character at the cost of 4,000 power or less, I believe. And Bon Clay's natural power is 1,000. So, he could definitely have a turn where he swings into one Bon Clay and KOs the other with effects. Good call, Brian. Good call. Here's the real question. Do you guys think we'll see a 10 Luffy play? I don't think we'll see a 10 Luffy play, but it would be cool to see. I love that card.
Oh, is that crazy purple one that people were talking about a while back?
Yep.
I remember seeing and admiring the art for that one.
There he goes.
There it is.
He went and did it. A 3,000 power or less KOs one Bon Clay. Does he use the law to block the other Bon Clay hit is the question. Knowing 100% that knowing 100% that he will get rid of that Bon Clay one way or another. He lets it go.
Ah, no sense in delaying the inevitable, I guess.
That is 3 Bon Clays in trash. Did I say 7 kid? If I did, I meant he has the 5k or 5 cost kid blocker right there. 8 at lead. Oh, you're talking about RP Leafy. Oh, does he have 7 kid? I could see the play, but I don't think I'd see the play this turn. I would expect it maybe next turn, or if he can like 9-gate into, like have a 9-gate turn. But I also didn't see too well. If he has that kid in his hand, that could turn around the game.
Alex is rocking 4 cards in hand.
I think Kevin has 3.
Kevin just doing a resource check here.
If he can get rid of the swing, he's got to get rid of the swing here, because 4 6K swings would just be enough to take him out there. Unless every card he has is a 1K, and Ooh! Sanji play. That's a blocker. 6K, 6 cost, 6,000 power blocker. But if your opponent has 2 more Dom than you, it becomes a 3 cost. But he has all of his Dom, so turn the 6 to play the Sanji, which means any events he had in hand are now null and void. Oh, 100% here. I think that if he doesn't see the Reiju, that will turn the tide and take Law out of the game. Ooh. Turning 1 to play Raise Max. Bottom decking that card allows you to minus 3,000 power from any card on your opponent's board. He uses Don minus 3 effect. Oh, Don minus 3 to bottom deck the Sanji and play Kid Killer. That's that one we were talking about.
So he did that. He reduced its power to then make it an eligible target.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And then he used Kid Killer, which will, it has Rush, and if you have 2 or less life, it has 7,000 power. So he swung 6 at life with pretty much his whole board.
And that is the end of our round 2. Alex taking the win on that one. Ratchet and Kronk claiming that RP Law tends to run out of steam, but it definitely did not run out of steam in that game.
Oh, no. That was definitely its last turn. It was running on fumes right there.
Oh, was it?
If Kevin had won or lasted another turn or 2, it would have been over for RP Leafy or RP Law. And we got the nice handshake right in the middle. Love that framing.
What did you think of that second game there, Keatyn?
RP Law, RP Lawed.
Yep.
I don't know who was here for it earlier, but me and Alameen had a semi-lengthy conversation on what RP Law does, and I think Alameen now understands that it just does that thing forever.
Yep. It definitely seems that way.
It is a very fun deck to play. It's a very powerful deck to play. I was impressed with the RP Luffy's ability to not get trampled.
Yeah.
I definitely think when you're playing anything off meta, I know that RP Luffy is finding its way back into the limelight, especially with that Shank support that was recently shown to come out in OPO 9. It'll come back in the limelight, but as it stands right now, it is definitely a mid-tier deck, and you know me. I love off meta. If you're playing something that isn't seen in top level play, your number one fan is the guy behind this microphone right now.
I'm very much the same way in other card games as well. I like to kind of analyze what the meta is doing and then choose something that kind of counters it or becomes an unexpected representation. Because most times, you play something that people aren't expecting to play. Newer players that are just going for the higher tier decks aren't expecting it, so they're not prepared and don't know what the deck does. And you can kind of catch them unawares in that way a lot of the time.
Exactly.
All right, and we're back. We just got informed that Table 1 took a pass on joining us on the stream. However, we are going to stream Table 2 here. What are you looking forward to seeing in the next game?
I already said this. I really want to know. I just want to see one Enel. If I can see an RP Law versus Enel, that would be very exciting. Unstoppable force versus a movable object type of thing. I think I can see one of the players has Boa Hancock, which is cool. You don't actually, even though the deck exists in the meta zeitgeist, you don't actually see it too often, which is weird. Its meta hasn't been solved, which is what a lot of people say. So because of that, you don't tend to see it. So who knows what he could have in his arsenal for us today.
All right, let's go ahead and kick over to the game. It looks like they're ready to get started here.
We got Boa versus Reiju. Very exciting. Not Enel versus RP Law, but still color combinations that I like. I'm a big fan of the Reiju deck, and I'm a big fan of the Boa deck. Reiju is essentially just the Power Rangers, and depending on if he's doing that build or another one, you might get to see how the Power Rangers of One Piece play out on the field. Or in the card game, rather. We got two relatively local players. Good to see them back in the shop.
I am always a fan of seeing people stagger their life out like that. It's really nice.
I like it a lot. I think it's just super... I think it's good for everybody because all the sleeves are the same color, so sometimes it's hard to count. So if you stagger them like that, it's a lot easier to... It's a lot easier to tell how much life they have left. I agree. I knew 100% that if Cameron saw this Reiju on camera, happy camper. Do you guys know Daniel personally? Ooh, Sengoku off rip searches for a 7 Warlords of the Sea character. Who's he gonna pull? Ooh, 6-drop Boa. Expected, but still exciting.
So what is it that the 6-drop Boa does?
When you play it, you can pick an opponent's character and they just can't attack you.
Ah, okay.
Not forever, but for the one turn that it's played on. Ooh, he does have the Power Rangers. You only know him as the only other Reiju player at locals? Guess I'm chopped liver, Brian.
Well, you gotta play in locals first.
Oh, that was not nice. That was actually mean is what that was.
I was gonna say, it's not like people know me by Nice.
Do you ever not use that joke?
No, any opportunity I can take, I take it. It's like literally the only joke I can make with my name.
Which thing were you going to say, Brian? That I play Reiju or that I don't play at locals? The Kaya play, draw 2, trash 2. The latter. Dang.
Get wrecked.
What do you mean get wrecked? you guys could let me play locals. You guys just hate fun. You hate fun. You hate fun and you hate Keatyn games.
No, we love Keatyn games.
Hashtag we hate Keatyn games. Trashed a Blackbeard and a Crocodile. He trashed a 2K counter, which is surprising. Whatever he had in hand must have gone crazy. Ooh! He's got baby, that's Ichi, I think. He's got baby Ichi and big Ichi.
I think I recall that being played at the last locals, that combination.
The sealed battle, yeah. But so what's interesting about the way that Reiju works is because of how Reiju works, you can pull the big kids, or the big versions of them, from trash. That they always work like that, but at sealed you don't really get the ability to use that. But the way Reiju stage works is you trash a card. So the strat is essentially trash the Twitch emotes disable.
Oh yeah, that's something we need to work on. Don't worry about that, Ratchet. We'll take care of that for hopefully the next stream.
But yeah, so you search by trashing the big ones to find the baby ones. Then you play the baby ones, and then you just take the cards you trash and you put it on the field.
Huh.
It's my favorite form of graveyard manipulation that exists in One Piece. 6/7 at life, just like that. And also, Reiju's leader effect works really well with it, because to get the big one from trash, you have to Don -1, which means put it back in your Don deck. But whenever a Don is removed from your field, Reiju's effect says once per turn, draw a card.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yup.
Very cool way to gain advantage real quick there.
And we saw Daniel pull Judge in hand. Hopefully you'll get to see a Judge turn, because Judge turns in this game are literally just, Go-Go Power Rangers, like when the music starts playing, it's just that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I won't spoil the surprise, though. I'll let you experience it. Yeah, correct.
It's nearly impossible to stall a Reiju, says Ratchet and Kronk.
Mm-hmm. 2K counter. Plays Jinbei. I believe Jinbei can play a Warlord's character with the cost of 3 or less, if my memory is correct. 4 or less, okay. Dang, the Sengoku play right after putting him back. Makes sense, but... What do you think he'll pull? 2K counter Crocodile. Its effect is also pretty nice. I don't remember what it does off the top of my head, but... Ooh, and he's got the Sanji in there. If he minuses enough down, that Sanji will become a 3 cost. All he has to do is actually minus 1 down, and it'll become a 3 cost. That Crocodile card, when you put it down, if you turn one down, it can return a character with the cost of 2 or less to the owner's hand, so to get rid of blockers. Oh yeah, San said it there. Well,
as
it's like,
you were saying it, yeah, San posted it.
Dang.
Crocodile in play, pay 1 Don, bounce a 2 or less. Okay.
Yep. And it's a 2K counter.
Pretty decent.
100%.
There it is.
Plays Niji. He searched the Niji?
Yep.
Nice.
Attacking.
Swinging 5 into life with Reiju lead. Counters out of it. Very nice. And he swings 7 into life. Question of how many cards does he want to trash before it's not worth it anymore? He does have 6 down next turn, I believe. Or no, he went into 6 down, I believe. But we could see the Boa next turn, is the more important thing that I should be saying. I would not be surprised to see the Boa next turn into the Yonji right there, or Ichi right there. 2 2Ks, okay. There's Niji turn 3. And trashes it down -1. Niji effect triggers. He can either KO a character with the cost of 2 or less, or bounce one with the cost of 3 or less, I believe.
It seems as though Daniel didn't think it through according to him here.
Yep.
Got a laugh out of Marrizo. It was funny.
Me personally, I wouldn't bounce anything. Oh, he kills the Sengoku. Good move. I think I saw a Reiju from lead effect.
So originally Daniel was contemplating bouncing the Teach,
Yes.
but if he does that, then Marrizo can just play it and then also
Put Sengoku back in hand and then play it again.
That's rough.
It's okay. He's still a 6K. Niji is still a 6K body on the board. We're looking good.
And what does the chopper do for Daniel there?
It's a blocker that allows him to gain 1 rested down, I believe.
Swinging 5
Right,
to
so
life.
swinging 5 into life with leader. $1K Reiju counter. Most decks would never want to get rid of that card, but this deck can play it from trash, and it's a super busted card, so. Brian says he's just a little guy. That is true. I mean, look at him. He's crying. He's sad. Chopper blocker, sad guy.
Was he sad guy because he had the sad fruit?
No, he had the human fruit. I have eaten the sad fruit.
Oh no. Do you need me to jingle some keys, or
No.
you gonna be okay?
We're not trying to party foul the audience. Alameen, get it together. Get it together. Swings 5 to life with Jinbei. There's the Boa. And EGG will not be able to attack. Bottom deck's Kaya. Draws using Boa lead effect. Pretty clean turn. So Ichi can't attack this turn, but it's also not still rested, so it could... It's not dying this turn, so he's still going to have a rough time the turn after. He does have 4 life, though. Marrizo has done a good job of protecting his life. Got the Porsche effect going off. Ooh, bottom decking the rest of that. 2 Rages and 2 Nijis, I think, is what we just saw there. Can he don -1 for another EGG on board is the question. I definitely think the move here is to get rid of that Jinbei and that Teach if they can. That's true as well. The question is, does he have another cheap card in hand to play, though?
So just to iterate for those listening in that might not see the chat, we have somebody in chat. If he plays another cheap card, he can just sack the Ichi on board if he doesn't have another.
Yeah, because this one can't attack now, but if he trashes it, this one, the ETG at the top of the board, could don minus to pull it from trash, and then he could attack with it.
Ah.
Here's 8 at Jinbei.
Seems as though Daniel's been forgetting to use the stage effects.
There it is. There it is. He pulls the EGG from stage. There we go.
Diz08, thanks for the follow. We greatly appreciate it.
7 at life after giving minus 2,000 power to the Teach. Why didn't we swing into Teach, Daniel? Crazy.
Pass his turn there. Wow.
He has a plan. He has a plan.
Okay. We'll see this through.
How can Marrizo counter this? Is the question here.
So San chimed in the chat here. That's unfortunate. If he used stage earlier, he could have gotten small Reiju to play over the big Ichiji and drawn more cards and apply pressure. Yeah, very true.
100%. Using Teach to swing 5 at life, I believe. Yeah, 5 at life is the only thing he can swing. Is Daniel willing to take this hit is the question here. He'd be put in a dangerous position if he does, though, because he still has leader to swing with and his 6-drop Boa on field. But he does have the Chopper that can bail him out at any point in time, but he does have to be careful. He is versing a blue deck. Getting rid of a Chopper like that is not hard for a blue deck.
So it's almost like the better play would be to utilize the Chopper sooner rather than later.
That's how I play. Cracking open a nice Wild Bills. This is getting intense.
A non-alcoholic soda beverage that we do carry here in store. So if you're here listening and in the shop, please feel free to stop by the event center. We have wild bills available both cold and room temperature, depending on your preference.
And they're both great. I love wild bills. Ooh! 7-drop Borsalino can bottom deck a character at the cost of 4 or less, and there it is.
The
See, chopper.
Punished for not utilizing it, just as you were saying.
Yep. It's always important to think about how fast the color reversing can get rid of your low-cost your utility cards like that. That's why I stopped running Monet in my Rosie deck, because it's a really good card.
So Keaton, we have a question from chat here from Kegu himself. I believe that might be Rafa.
That is Rafa.
Keaton, who do you think has an advantage and why in this case?
I wish I knew how many cards they had in hand. I could definitely give you a better answer. I think Marrizo has an advantage here with Daniel not having a blocker on board or any life. Daniel would have to win in this turn or it's not looking good for him because there's nothing stopping Marrizo from just putting all his Don on Borsalino and then swinging with Leader, Boa, Teach, and then the rest on Borsalino. There's no way he'd be able to counter out of it no matter how many cards he had in hand at that point. But if Daniel can play a blocker here and survive for just one more turn after swinging with pretty much his whole board, Marrizo would have to choose between going for game and potentially failing or clearing board. And at that point, it could go either way. But I think that Marrizo has a slight advantage here. Like, it's not hopeless for Daniel, but it's not looking good. He's definitely thinking the same thing.
Daniel thinking through his moves here. Things are looking a bit dire for him, so he does have to be very careful.
There's one blocker. Queen effect, Don -1, draw 2, trash 1. Very nice. Woo!
Very good way to fix the hand here. Hopefully that gets Daniel back in the game here.
I don't know if he pulled crazy enough to really change the tides there, but definitely has a better chance than he did before by getting a blocker out and getting one garbage card out of hand. Okay, Marrizo has about 4 cards in hand, so this is literally anyone's game. It's actually, depending on this one Boa hit right here, we'll swap from Marrizo's favor to Daniel's. But with Teach gone, I think the tide has already swapped.
Daniel desperate to get the Boa off the board, and Marrizo just as desperate to keep it in play.
Marrizo knows how important that Boa is here. Ooh. I think Marrizo is fairly confident he can go for game. If he's carrying a Red Rock, that's game for Daniel. Because he can, Red Rock can bottom deck a card, and if that Queen gets removed in any way, shape, or form that isn't a block, that's just lights for Daniel. He does have a lot of crazy stuff in hand, but the odds that he just has enough 2K counters to get out of this, slim to none. But, who knows? Marrizo definitely taking the time here to do the math, think about how optimally to do it. Oh! There it is.
Gets rid of the only blocker on board.
Do you know what that card is? That's Red Rock.
Ah, that's the card you can... Oh, gotcha.
That was Daniel's worst case scenario, is what that was.
Dang.
It does use 6 Dom, though. So, Daniel can math survive this. If he plays it perfectly. Double... Oh!
There it is. Marrizo takes it home.
The Borsalino 9 swing.
All right, let's cut to the game. We've got Andrew all the way in from Indianapolis, it looks like.
Oh!
And Quang Tron, he's here from our locals.
We love him. NMA_7. Are you here from Indy? Or rather, are you tuning in from Indy? That's a more accurate way to put it. We have Jewelry Bonnie versus Rob Lucci, very exciting.
Ah, Bonnie was one of the decks you were mentioning earlier, wasn't it?
Correct.
That's exciting.
Bonnie, I told you, Brian. Happy camper. Yeah, and I know Rafa was excited too. He heard about Bonnie in the back, and now he wants to get a taste of what me and Brian have. He'll never have it. Well, Mr. NMA, if you got one word for your buddy Andrew, what would it be right now? One piece of advice.
I see what you did there. Maybe we can make that into a segment, one piece of advice, when you're commentating on people's games here.
Okay, Rob Lucci's going first.
All right, let's get started.
Jewelry Bonnie. Ooh. Quick with the move. Ooh, Regional Don. Very nice. Go Money. Maybe you should change his name to Money. Swinging 5 life with leader ability to mill 2 cards. Smart move. You can't minus cost anything, but it's black, so you can play cards from your trash. He takes that hit off rip. Caught a glimpse of a Don Quixote Rosinante and an 8-drop kid in hand. This is insane already. Andrew is Money D. Luffy.
That's amazing.
He's got 4 Don. What can he do here? What's the smart move? He does have Rosie and 8-drop kid in his deck, which is good because Rosie will help to keep Rob Lucci from KOing Kid. Alright, he swings at life. Rob Lucci takes. Passing turn. 16-bit beatdown, my dude. Welcome in, welcome in. Are you here for Mr. Money D. Luffy?
Seems as though Andrew's very popular in the Twitch chat today. That's pretty cool to see.
Well, I know we had some people waiting for him to make it up on here, so I'm happy that he made it there. Let's go! Let's get some indie hype. Ooh, okay, the Rob Lucci. And the Rebecca. Dang, he is just trashing it. Trashing it all. I wonder if he has a game plan once Bonnie starts throwing stuff down. Swinging 5 at life with Bonnie. Maybe you guys can tell us here, my indie friends. Is Andrew experienced with the Rob Lucci matchup, or is this a first for him? Because I know here in the burbs of Chicago, Bonnie is very popular. So I know Quang has some experience here. 7 cards in hand.
Andrew's got 7 cards in hand.
Played 6 for Hawkins' past turn. One of his best buddies is a Lucci main. Ooh, okay. So we got 2 people playing decks that require experience to pilot versus decks that they are experienced against. Ooh. Well, Mr. Brandon Blake, let's see. Do you have confidence in your friend here? 5 to life, milling 2, milling a stage and a Kaku. Minusing the cost from Hawkins. Just block. Maybe wrong way to phrase that. If they're gonna try and get rid of the Hawkins, it might just be better to block with it now. You have confidence in him? Yeah. No stage is definitely rough. He takes the hit. If he's that dice is to mark his life. That is awesome. That's cool. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna be doing that from now on. Yeah. 7 life.
Yeah, Bonnie does tend to favor having lower life.
Just more cards in hand, dude. The more cards in hand, the better it is. Yeah. Oof. Now with the character and the leader rested, we're gonna see him blow up that Hawkins right there.
Ooh,
That's rough.
Investing that much only for it to get removed.
I mean, there's only one card. So it's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal either. How does that feel to you as a Yu-Gi-Oh player? Watching a One Piece player being able to just legally reorganize their trash.
Oh, gosh. It pains me.
For context for everybody in the stream, in Yu-Gi-Oh, you're not allowed to touch your graveyard because it becomes important for certain effects to resolve.
Yeah, you can't reorder cards in your graveyard, more specifically. You can touch your graveyard and look at things, but yeah, it's very important that you keep things in order.
Plays a Cavendish. On play, restands 2 Don. And then when attacking, activates 2 Don, restands 2 Don. Oh, you think you played Andrew in Peoria? Okay. Lucci takes the 9 at life swing. Is Quang gonna get rid of Cavendish this turn? I definitely think he has to invest the resources into it. Because if you don't get rid of Cavendish, he becomes a problem very, very, very quickly. For a quick explanation for you, Alameen, so you kind of understand how much of a threat this card can be. Anytime he attacks, he restands 2 Don, right? Mm-hmm. So typically, the max Don you can use in the turn is about 10. But if you attack with him afterwards, you get to use 12 Don on a turn.
Interest. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Same with Reiju. That's what makes Reiju crazy. When you judge turn, you play an 8 Don card that plays all the small versions of the cards that then play the big versions of the card. I think it's like 32 Don worth of cards that enter the field.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it's some random number like that. 32 might be a little crazy. I don't remember 100%. Quang swings 6 into life, minusing 2 cost from Cavendish. Taps Khalifa. Good. He takes the hit, going down to 2 life. Question is, if Andrew runs... Ooh! Gecko Moira. You remember that from Sealed?
Oh, yeah, I sure do.
Bring a 4 cost back to the field and a 2 cost back to the field. One of them active, one of them rested.
And in this case, you can choose which one is active and which one is rested, right?
Yeah, you can choose which one's active and which one's rested. Yeah, Lucci is -1. He brought the Cavendish down to 4. Oh, that's right, Brian. Weren't you the one who the Gecko was used on?
Yeah, I believe that was the case yesterday, or not yesterday. When was that?
On Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy match as well. I think the VOD for that is still up, actually.
Sure is. So you guys can relive Brian's horror by going and watching our VOD from Thursday. So he's returning 3 what cards?
CP9.
CP9, okay.
Cypher Pull. We talked about that the other day, remember? That was an off-stream conversation. I was just talking to Alan about One Piece. Certified yapping. Playing the Rob Lucci. What's he bringing back?
So Rob Lucci is able to bring a card back?
No, it'll put 2 cards at the bottom of the deck. And then it'll KO 2 cards. One with the cost of 2 or less and the cost of 1 or less, I believe. Not 100% sure, though. You can definitely pull that up. It's either 3 in 1 or 2 in 1.
Quang rocking 9 cards in hand right now. Versus Andrew's... Oh, I didn't get a chance to see.
Sizable hand as well.
Yeah, seems that way. Plenty of resources.
I would say about like 7 or 8, just guesstimating. And now that Lucci has a blocker on board, it's not looking as hot as I thought it would be. But he does have that 8-drop Kid. If he has something else in his hand that could totally turn the tides, that would help him out. Oh! There he is, Hody Jones. He's going to rest 2 cards, take a life, and then he can swing because it has rush, and it's an 8K. Do any of my indie folks know if Andrew has his deck ulted out fully?
He's gonna take it. No trigger.
No trigger. Welcome back, Alpaster. Okay, he's going into the Rob Leachy turn. Can Quang win it here? I think it's definitely possible. About 13 minutes on the clock with 17 to spare. Looks like some math is being done here. Do you have any predictions? This is our second day of watching One Piece. I'm curious if you're starting to kind of understand the ebb and flow.
Well, the problem is I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with what Andrew's running at all. And Andrew's definitely thinking through what he's going to do here. Now, Hody Jones has just an on-play effect?
Yeah. Andrew has one Don standing, so he's losing a swing no matter what he does. I think he's probably going to swing with Gecko Moira first to get the most return on investment on that card. Andrew's going to rest the Rob Lucci. He'll swing the Rob Lucci character. Quang will probably swing with Rob Lucci lead at that point, or with Khalifa, or KO something. Oh, but if you rest the leader. There we go. He's pretty much got a counter out of this. He needs that life there to take the hit. Otherwise, what's stopping Quang from just attaching Dawn and swinging for 15k? He triple 2k counters out of it. Impressive move. How many rounds? 6? That's the idea.
We've got about 14 and a half minutes remaining on this round.
Something tells me this game won't last that long. We're in the end stages here.
Yeah.
With Quang having no blockers, if he doesn't kill him this turn, just like earlier, it could go either way. But if he plays his cards right, he wins this turn. As funny as it sounds, I might, if I was in this position, I would probably swing with Leader Lucci, attach one to Khalifa, swing, and then swing with Suru for 9. Nobody would expect it. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Ooh. Very nervous here, clearly. But you know what?
It is getting down to the wire.
I think he knows. I think he knows it's this turn or no turn. Separated 4.
Asura TCG, thank you for the follow. Going straight for the life there with Rob Lucci leader.
Oh, he might try and get rid of Hody Jones. So Brian just said over there, yeah, no stage makes these combos really tough if Quang hopes to remove Hody. I agree. I do know some people that run Rob Lucci without the stage, though. I do know a few people.
So what does the stage for do for Quang?
I believe it's rest the stage -2 cost from a character.
Ah, okay. So then that enables the character to be targeted by other things in the deck, then I take it.
Correct. Turns forward onto play Rebecca again. He's going to pull Kaku from trash. Khalifa Isho. Very tense and close match. Everything on the board is going to be covered by the Sabo effect, which means that they cannot be KO'd by any effects. And then Sabo will draw 2, trash 2. It is a 6k blocker. So unless if Andrew has another Hody Jones in hand, wild. If he does not so wild.
Andrew slick with the the Dawn layout there. That was cool.
Hody could do it. That's what I'm saying. Can we get some hype in here for our boy Andrew? Get some Jewelry Bonnie hype from either Jewelry Bonnie fans or indie fans. Or if we have any Rob Lucci fans.
I feel like we need to get some more hype music.
I agree. 5 at life swing to tempt out a counter.
A 1K.
He baits the 1K. 8 at life swing with Hody Jones.
And he's keeping the Dawn in reserve, so you know he's got to have something.
He counters out of both of them, putting Andrew in a bad spot. A drop kid. Okay, good move, good move. It's going to cost 8 Dawn, and he's going to Dawn it once. Use,
So
he's going to use Kid Effect.
Skill.
We love it. That's the classic combo right there. So what that 8-drop kid does is when it's down once and rested, all he can attack is that 8-drop kid.
Ah.
And when you rest it, it has the ability to manually rest and play a character with the cost of 3 or less. That Rosie card right there. And what that Rosie card right there does is if any of your rested characters on the board were to be KO'd by effects, you may KO it instead. And on top of that, it's a blocker.
Wow,
so
that's
what that
quite the
means
setup.
is this is still not looking good for Andrew, but he has set himself up to potentially live another turn. If Quang doesn't overextend here a little bit, there is a chance that he does not kill that 8-drop kid, and it is pretty much kill that 8-drop kid or lose the game. It is an insane card, and I love that card, and I run it in every green deck I have. I know you know I love that card.
I feel as though we should have a jar here at the store for every time you say 8-drop kid when I hear you talking One Piece, because I feel like I could pay for pizza for the entire team for a week.
Probably. I run it in my Rosie deck. I run it in my Jewelry Bonnie deck. I run it in my Uta deck. I love 8-drop kid.
So any excuse. It's like Louisiana hot sauce. You put that on everything.
Just know, I'm going to let everybody here in chat know, I was using 8-drop kid before it was cool. Because there was a point in time where it was like a $5 card. That's when I started messing with it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Bam. No longer a $5 card. Everyone started using it. I was already in the know. This combo right here, I built that. I didn't make it popular because I didn't win anything. but I thought about it one time. How does he react? how does he react to the 8-drop Kid Rosinante combo? Which actually has fallen out of meta because Red Purple Law doesn't care to KO things, he just bottom decks the Kid.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Ooh, the Sage finally makes an entrance.
Yep.
-2 cost. He's going to try and KO the Rosinante and then KO the 8-drop Kid. Can he do it in one turn is the question. Because you cannot KO both of them at the same time, otherwise Rosie can take the hit for both of them. Funny way that One Piece works right there. Turning 3 Dawn, playing a Brook. Ooh.
There it is.
All right, he's used 2.
He's got 5 Dawn left.
He's got 5 Dawn left. Can he KO 8-drop Rosinante or 8-drop Kid in this turn with that much Dawn? Maybe he has an Ice Age. If he had an Ice Age, that'd go crazy.
Attacking the Kid with 10k.
I definitely think it's valid to rest the Rob Lucci here. Yup. Can he KO out? Can he counter out of it? He kind of has to. Ooh!
He takes it.
He does take the hit. Maybe it's not worth investing.
Man, Andrew's got a lot of fans in chat. This is really cool to see.
Let's go. Swinging 5 to life, leader ability. 6 cost Hody Jones. Baby 5 search. 4 cards in Andrew's hand. Can he pull it back? Ten with Sabo.
Yep.
Good call out
it.
there. And that's game.
That's it.
There was a Hody in hand and 2 Tento. Ooh. Dude. That was wild.
That was pretty crazy.
What a game. How'd you guys feel about that match? You guys both feel good?
A lot of people say, I felt good. A lot of people say that when you're playing against Black versus Julie Bonnie, it's usually Black favored, but right now I actually feel like it's more like 50-50, depending on what card stick I'm with.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my testing, it's pretty close. If I can get 1 Hody, 2 Hodys, and they stick, it's usually pretty good. Not Hody, Hawkins.
Yeah.
Hody's great too, of course, but yeah, and we tested a little bit with the finger pistol, and sure enough, when he had it, I knew that Hawkins was dead, and that the game was going to be sketchy from there. So that card definitely, I think, tilts it back into Lucci's favor, if it is actually 50-50 without. I tried to play around Isho a little bit too, but my hand was just filled with so many non-counter cards, which you want to see, but you don't really want to see them all right away.
Yeah.
The 6 cost Hawkins is definitely the bane of any Black deck. That's why I took in 1 finger pistol, just to help with the flexible removal of Hawkins. Because if that card sticks for 2 or 3 turns, it's really a lot of pressure on any Black.
So I know that a lot of Rob Lucci's play really hard into having the stage cards. Did you? You play 4, so you actually didn't end up seeing it till later.
Yeah,
You milled 2 of them,
Yeah,
right?
I know 2 of them. I saw them late, like in my 10 Dawn turn, something like that.
How did you have to shift your game plan to make that work, do you think?
I have to rely a lot on my Tempest kicks to like remove his board. But either that or I play Helmeppos, but if I can't play the stage, then I kind of have to tilt my strategy towards going face. Because if I can't KO their creatures that are like high cost, high attack power, I have to go for the 5k at life.
Yeah.
So it's much easier.
I noticed that you guys were both doing a lot of just small 5K swings, trying to burn down each other's hands. Do you typically do stuff like that, or like what's your game plan going into Rob Lucci? Because I know some of your boys at home were saying that they play Rob Lucci, so it's a matchup you're also familiar with.
Yeah, I usually want to swing pretty aggressive. There's turns like 6 down, you play out the Hawkins, you have to just swing 5. Otherwise, I'd like to do a bunch of 7s. Definitely if the Hawkins sticks, it's an attacker, guys. I know it says blocker, that card's an attacker. It swings for 7K always, and it's either 2 cards or they take a life. Because against Lucci, you really have to rush it down.
Yeah.
The longer the game goes, they're going to remove more of your stuff.
I like swinging 5Ks into Bonnies because I know they play Kid, and the more cards they have in their hand, the more ammo they have to save it. So I just pinged 5 just to see, to entice them to counter in 1K, but he didn't, so I was like, he's just taking it.
I will say, I like that you used dice to count your life. I've never seen that before.
Oh, yeah. Just used to doing it in webcam tournaments, so I don't usually do it like if we were just playing one of the regular games, but I figured on stream it's maybe helpful. So.
That's really considerate. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. And then, we use the other one to keep track of, how much cost the cards have left, so you guys could follow that too.
Very, very cool. So, you won. You did not.
Yep.
You won't appear on stream anymore, but I will give you a chance. You want to shout out your boys? Because there's like 6 people on there to say hi to you.
Yeah. Shout out to the Indianapolis crew, everyone who watched. Appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't get that win, but we'll try to go X1. So,
New round pairings, I think, are about to go up. So I'll say good luck to you. Thank you for coming all the way out here. It's awesome to see you guys. Sure.
And let's cut over to the table.
So, on the right, we have our very own team leader for Everything Games, Jason. And we got a returning Marrizo playing Boa Hancock. Very excited to see how this works out here.
Marrizo rolling a 7. And a 6, just narrowly missing the die roll there.
Dang.
But that's okay.
We do love Team EG, EG staff member.
I love Team Egg. It's my favorite.
I love Team Egg.
Jason's a very hard-boiled player. He's got a lot of experience here.
That's a One Piece joke, and you don't know that.
Is it?
Yeah. Unfortunate matchup for who? Is Bonnie bad into Boa, or is Boa bad into Bonnie?
I recall Jason mentioning something about a bad matchup here a little bit ago. So according to San, Boa versus Bonnie is like a 70-30 split respectively.
Ooh.
Well,
I guess we'll have to see how this works out for Jason here.
Oh, 2 copies.
The double Sengoku.
Right, so passing it over to Jason.
Seven at life from Mr. Jewelry Bonnie. Hits it with a 2K counter and a 1K counter. Jason's actually got a pretty... a pretty good hand curve for Bonnie right there. He's got Cavendish, he's got Bonnie, he's got Oruge, and he's got Tedrap Doflamingo. We have our head judge eating pizza through the window.
Yeah, he's just standing on the other end of the window, taunting us with pizza, eating it slowly.
And now Mr. Games is also eating pizza. They're eating pizza without us, guys. They don't love us. No, just kidding. They love us very much.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have ordered pizza for all of us.
If it wasn't for all of us, it now is. I've declared it so. There's Cavendish.
Standing up 2 Dawn off of Cavendish, I take it?
Yep. 6 to lead. Get a 2k counter from Marrizo. Or Marrizo. Swung 5 into life. Jason used Jewelry Body Effect to rest the leader and took the life hit. Getting a Corazon from there. 6 for the Boa. It's going to make it so Cavendish can't attack next turn. That's going to suck for Jason's ability to get that Dawn back. Let's see what Jason's going to do here. Another Aruge. Eight into Jimbei. Interesting.
Alright, so ultimately deciding to get rid of the Jimbei.
Yep, turning 4 Dawn to play Aruge, who at the end of the turn lets Jewelry Bonnie restand 1 Dawn, allowing them to use their leader effect. Marrizo's definitely going to want to get rid of that Aruge sooner rather than later if he wants to keep this winning curve that he will have into the matchup, I suppose. Otherwise, it's pretty even. He's got a Cavendish Aruge. Plays Jimbei into Gecko Moira. Used the Gecko Moira effect to grab a Crocodile from trash. Just another 2k counter in his hand. Can definitely feel the pressure. If I were to get rid of a card here, I'd probably get rid of the 2-drop Rosie, which is what Jason's getting rid of there. Good move. Draws into, I think, his 3rd Ezo. Jason's hand right now is essentially a playable card, and then 2k counters. So not a bad hand, but in the world of One Piece, definitely not ideal.
Can't help but notice Jason's admiration for Kaguya-sama anime is showing with his Dawn sleeves there.
Yeah. Ooh, another 8k swing into Boa Hancock. Jason really does not want this creature on the board. Ooh, 5 to lead. That's going to definitely give him more ammunition to keep Boa Hancock character alive next turn. Let's go Mono Blue from Anti-Spiral. Ooh. Jason does not want this Arush to go. I don't blame him. Ooh! 9-drop Mihawk, bottom decking a character at the cost of 7 or less. That is brutal for Jason. That does mean that Jason can 10-drop Doflamingo this turn, however. I'm curious to find if he will. With Arush still on board, it is worth it. He can 10-drop Doflamingo, freeze his opponent's board, and still have 1 Don to walk away with it.
So he's attacking into Teach. See what
Swinging
Marrizo's
5k into Teach, who is a 4k. And there it is, 10-drop Doflamingo. Okay.
freezing 3 of Marrizo's characters.
Yep, that's the 10-drop Doflamingo we were talking about a while ago, if you remember. Very scary card.
Swinging into Rouge.
Swinging 9 into a Rouge, KOing it, Jewelry Bonnie effect to rest Boa Hancock. So he's got Marshall D. Teach left to swing with as a 4K. Looks like he's going to give it enough Dawn to swing 8 into life. Jason is going to take. No trigger there, but he does pull a Hody Jones. Oh! The Red Rock for the Dofi! Just like that. Jason's monstrous card. Gone. Holy cow, dude. That's
Man,
wild.
That's rough removal.
Yeah, blue is scary to go up against because it's not blue if they're not running Red Rock, dude. Another Arouge played. Remember, when you lose an Arouge, play another Arouge. It's going 11 into Boa, I believe. Whew, 2Ks to get to 12. Nicely reminds Jason that he does get another Dawn standing. He did not have to do that. Very good
good sportsmanship there,
right there.
for sure. Mm-hmm.
It might have something to do with the fact that he has a full board against Jewelry Bonnie, who wants a fuller board. Let's go 9 to life. Jason's going to use leader effect to rest the Boa Hancock.
Getting another Doflamingo from life there.
It's not what you want to see at a moment like this. With a full board swing like that. Going 7 to life, 2K counters, and then the rest of hands, except for one, is bricks. Ooh! That card will let him trash a card and get 3K counter. If you had the same draws as Jason, you would have just scooped. Never back down, never give up. Oh! Okay. I forgot he had a Ruge. It is not game here, but it's pretty much game here. If Jason could do something absolutely insane, who knows? Never give up.
Jason pretty much just giving up the ghost here to Marrizo, but and that's the end. Pretty rough draws. Pretty rough draws on Jason's front.
Yeah, and Marrizo getting that Red Rock.
Yeah.
That was a legendary.
It was already an uphill battle for Jason.
That's like,
and that was just.
It's like if I made a tidal wave and then someone just gave me an even bigger wall.
Yeah, just insult to injury.
All right, we are back with Mr. Jason, who is the leader of our local team, actually. So everyone just got to watch your 10-drop Dofi get red rocked. How'd you feel about that match, Jason?
I love playing Bonnie. I really do. But when you see a Boa in, what was that, top 4? It had to be, because there were 4 undefeated at that point.
I think so, yeah.
When you see a Boa in top 4, you just got to accept it. And it's really hard. Your best win con is for the Boa to break. And unfortunately, the player was good. He did not break. So
Oh, he definitely did not break.
I saw the writing on the wall.
That was pretty good curve.
Yeah, it was pretty ideal. I was just glad he didn't 10-drop Kaido me for draw 4.
He didn't grab one. I don't think he has one in his deck. I haven't seen it.
Interesting. Well, it'll be hard for him based on what I've seen, because the last 2 undefeateds are both Luchis, which is Boa's worst matchup. So,
is it really?
Yes.
Why?
Anything Boa plays, Lucci will remove. It is pretty, and even like the big cards. One of the reasons why Boa is so hard for me is that while Kaido's a bigger card than any card that I play, as well as just my sticky cards like Basil Hawkins can just get removed instantly by Boa's events. Anything that Boa plays, Lucci will remove. And so the fact that Lucci is able to fully build out a board while removing theirs, even the big 10 drops and stuff like that will be instantly removed, which is why Lucci is very dominant in that matchup, and why Boa isn't as popular as the other decks, just because you lose to a pretty popular deck yourself.
Okay.
But congrats to the guy. He's clearly very talented. Just talking with him and all of that, and I hope he proves me wrong and kicks that whoever Lucci ends up butt. So
yeah, we had I think 2 Luchis at first table today.
Yes.
One of them, he's a local, very insane, very talented.
Very talented.
He mathed everything out in a really good way. It was pretty cool.
Quang, right?
Yes.
Yes. Quang's very talented.
I'm assume you've probably run into him about as much as I have.
Yeah, just a fair bit. Quang is actually a part of the local league around here. We play a lot together, and my gosh, that dude, he was previously a Sakazuki player, and so when it comes to mathing stuff out, doing proper numbers to figure out the best chance of doing all of that, he's one of the best Sakas that is a part of this local community, and so I wish him the best. Very, very talented, and yeah, and I'm excited to see how these finals turn out, and hopefully with my last round as well. That should be running up sometime soon. But
as someone who's been on the floor today and seeing a bunch of players, what is the most prominent deck today, do you think? Because I haven't seen we saw one RP Law at the main table, and I haven't even heard talk of Enel at all.
Right. I think the most prominent today is probably Lucci. There's a lot of Luccis around, a lot of good Luccis. And the quote-unquote hard counter to Lucci, which is BY Luffy, is very difficult to play because of the Bonnies running around as well. For players who are not familiar with the meta, we're very much in a rock, paper, scissors format where you can play a deck that is super strong into everything except one deck, and the deck for me is Boa. So
man, I think you versed one of those recently.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was thinking really hard during that game what I wanted for dinner. But yeah, so the thing about Lucci is Lucci really doesn't have a lot of weak matchups. Neither RP Law, but RP Law is inherently very high rolly, so you can have no bad matchups, but still the die rolls don't lead in your favor. You don't draw the cards that you need, and so you could still lose to good matchups.
Oh, so Lucci's more consistent than Red Purple Law?
Yes. Lucci has lower lows for sure. RP Law, because everything they play is 4-drop or 5-drop, there are still some cards to play. Lucci, you could have hands that are just events that are meant to minus, giant cards that you can't play until 4 turns after the time you play it. But Lucci has consistency in cards that draw 2 trash 2, such as Sabo or Khalifa. And also being able to trash with your leader ability and send 2 cards into trash. They are also able to set up turns and combos with the cards in their hand based on what's in their trash. So a very talented player who is able to know all of the cards in their deck and figure out what's the most opportune moment to do what, can really take Lucci to the next level. Similar to Sokka, but without the power of the trash one, draw one to unbrick themselves. Because there will be just some games that no matter how good of a Lucci player you are, you draw 4 Gecko Morios early, you pass 4 turns in a row, you are losing the game. And even the optimal turns, although this was not on stream, I played a Lucci round 3 who I was lucky enough to have 2 Basil Hawkins that kind of counters Lucci, and my opponent found the perfect line to potentially KO both of them in a single turn. But because he misremembered what was in his trash, he wasn't able to either KO either of them, and that instantly lost him the game. So
That's wild.
Lucci is very.
So it's like a tightrope then. It's like
it really is. It really is. Lucci is not for the faint of heart. It's a really fun deck if you like removal. Before this, I was a black player through and through. Loved Gecko Moria. But even for me, playing Lucci, finding out how to be the most consistent with the deck is a feat for no mere mortal. But yeah.
Another one that I was interested in, because you are just our resident guy who knows all the meta. We had a Reiju on stream. Is
Yes.
Reiju finding its way back into the meta?
I think so. I think a lot of people were scared of Reiju. Similar to like the reason why you wouldn't play Boa is, well, Lucci's everywhere. You don't play Reiju because, well, RP Law is everywhere. However, a lot of really talented players are coming to the point now where Reiju now has options against RP Law. Because the meta is slower, RP Law now has the ability, or is kind of forced to not be as aggressive, and wants to be around 5 to 6 Dawn always, so that they always have plays against the slower decks like Bonnie or Enel. But because they build their decks that way, now they really can't keep up with Reiju as much anymore. Because if they need to be at 6 Dawn to play their 5 drops, if they try and compete and be at less Dawn than Reiju, it's really hard to play any of your cards, and a lot of the cards in your hand become dead. As well as Reiju now has a lot of Dawn minus options that aren't just the original package that they got. They now have stuff like Porsche and all of that. But it seems like we're being signaled. Seems like it might be my time to go.
It is your time to shine, brother.
All right. I got one more round in me.
All right.
Wish me
Thank you,
luck, chat.
Jason.
Marrizo is back, but now it's the debut of Greyson.
Hey, he ripped his leader card.
Oh.
Dang. It's a good thing that he had another one. He almost. I don't think Greyson
Interesting.
likes Rob Lucci.
OG Lazy, we appreciate the follow. We're just kind of listening to the banter here. Grayson's making a case for running his leader card with, what was it, just the name?
No, it
And the
was just
effect?
ripped. He like literally just ripped it, like just then.
That's crazy. Marrizo kind of reminiscing about his last match. So Grayson's going first. He's decided to keep his hand.
Marrizo is deciding yet whether or not he wants to keep. Marrizo has kept his hand as well.
All right, Grayson's going to start us off here.
Off rip, Spandam searching top 3 for a CP card. I believe if there are none there, they get trashed. Take the Rob Lucci,
so the
trashes
remaining get trashed.
the Khalifa and the Isho.
Greyson reminding Marrizo to tap his Don.
Marrizo plays Kaya to draw 2 trash 2. Trashing what I believe was a Red Rock and a Kaya. Rob Lucci's swinging 5 to leader, minusing 1 cost from the Kaya. Probably going to pop it just to pop it if he even is going to.
And then he KOs it.
He does. He
You
turns
called it.
that brick that we've seen many, many times today.
Mhm.
KOs that Kaya.
We'll see what Marrizo's got in store for Greyson here.
He'll swing 5 at leader.
Dedicating all his Don for...
4 to play Jinbei. Jinbei will let him play a Warlord's character at the cost of 4.
We've seen this play before.
And he bounces the Brook back to his opponent's hand. His opponent pulls Rebecca. It's too early in the game for him to use it, but I don't think we will. I don't think it's reasonable to assume we won't see that Rebecca, since it lets him grab most cards from trash.
Grey Wolf 24, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. We're just 5 followers away from our 50 follower goal for the day. If you haven't followed us yet, please consider doing so. It'd be much appreciated. Swing in with the Rob Lucci. And he takes it. No trigger. The Real N6B, thank you so much. Prophecy as well. We greatly appreciate it, guys.
Trashes the Brook. He has a Spandam and a Khalifa on the field.
Now it goes back to Marrizo.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Like,
Yeah, these two are just trading blows back and forth here. They're even on life.
swinging 5 to leader again. A 1k counter from Greyson. Swinging 5 to lead. Greyson takes the hit.
No trigger this time.
He's got 6 Dawn. I'm interested to see if he plays. Yup, Boa Hancock. There she is. Spandam gets put to the bottom of the deck, and Khalifa cannot attack next turn. So it's essentially just Rob Lucci on the stage. What'll Greyson do to return? Does Rob Lucci have the ability to wipe his board like this? He doesn't have stage up yet. But if he gets staged, he probably could Rob Lucci in the same turn. Swinging 5 into Jinbei. He's going to minus 1 cost from Jinbei as well.
Just teach to counter.
It's a 1k counter. He uses Ice Age on Boa, so now Boa is a character with a cost of 3. Stage comes in. Does he have enough to Rob Lucci? He does have enough to Rob Lucci. There goes Boa and Jinbei in the same turn.
Brutal.
Are they going to hire me for Future Sight at some point? I think it'd be like a... One of
No,
those
you gotta
old ladies in a cave that predicts the future?
You gotta win some. You gotta give us some of the winning lottery numbers first. and then
No,
we'll
I
talk.
keep those for myself. How do you think I bought all those Kirby plushies?
That's true.
$3,000 Worlds will bottom deck a character at the cost of 5 or less, so Lucci is now gone, which is good, because if you kill Lucci, Lucci can just play Lucci from trash.
Oh, fair.
But if you bottom deck him...
Then you kind of circumvent that problem.
Correct, and until they make a deck that can play from the bottom of the deck... Seven into lead. Oop. There we go. Uses a 0-cost event to trash a card to get 3k counter. Khalifa swinging 4 into 4 for Blackbeard, taking him off the field. Marrizo's board is currently empty. Greyson swinging 6 into Boa lead. Got a 2k counter from that pudding card. Ooh, the Gecko Moira play. All too familiar card right there. The Brook enters the field and the Spandam enters sideways, giving Greyson the ability to search right now for next to nothing.
Such crazy advantage off that Gecko Moira.
And I think if he still has that Rebecca in hand, we can see him pull that Sabo out of trash with Rebecca, I believe. And if he pulls that Sabo out, it is looking rough for Marrizo, dude. Pull something crazy. If he has Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, then I'm the happiest camper.
Oh, I know how you love that card.
I love GBRT.
Enough to give it an acronym. That's crazy.
Yeah. Me and the homies love Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. Just like we like this Corazon deck. Marrizo swinging 5 to lead. Ooh, the Rebecca gets trashed. Greyson is confident that he probably won't need... Ooh! Bounce Kaido hits the field!
Oh,
it
man.
bounces, I believe, a character at the cost of 9 or less and a character at the cost of 4 or less. That's wild. That's wild. Right back to hand, which means he can play it again. But he's going to lose so much. Dang. Trash a card on your field. KO another card with that Stussy right there. Whoo! Mill top 2-6 to lead. Bounce Kaido didn't even stay for a turn. That's rough. That's crazy is what that is. 2 1k counters. It's not over for Marrizo, but it's not looking good. But Greyson does not have a lot of counter in hand. Red Rock the Stussy. Dang! Dude! No players are allowed to have a board here.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to have one.
Just constant resetting going on. It's wild.
Bounce Kaido, Red Rock, Gecko Moira, Stussy. Jeez.
There is definitely a reason these two are in the top table in the final round here.
For real. Who knows? Maybe they're just also, on top of being good players, incredibly lucky players as well.
Gecko Moria, not Gecko Moira.
I do that. I do that a lot.
I'm gonna be real. I never even read the card's name. I've just been following you on that.
It is literally entirely Overwatch's fault.
Oh, excuse me.
Gecko comes back into the field. I'm not even gonna say it. I can't. I'm sorry, guys.
Gecko
I've dropped the ball.
Moria.
The ball, consider it dropped.
TCG Zaita, we appreciate you looking out. We want to make sure
we
we're
really do appreciate
not misinforming people on pronunciation of cards.
Maybe I'll just say 9-drop Gecko. Then I'm not messing up.
See, there you go. That's probably the safer bet. Gecko Moira bringing back out the Brook and the...
Not Moira. Moria.
Jeez. Not even 5 seconds into it, I'm already messing it up.
Nah. Then you call yourself a One Piece fan.
When did I ever do... Never mind. There we go. Another
Bounce Kaido? Dude, I looked away from the screen for a second. What's happening here?
3 different things happened and you didn't even commentate on it.
I'm
it's
sorry.
It's been that crazy of a matchup here.
You blink and suddenly there's a Gecko on the board, and then you blink again and suddenly there's a Kaido and no more Gecko.
Blink and 2 complete board wipes. It's just...
You blink and then suddenly they're not even playing One Piece anymore. I'm watching them play Mahjong or something. 5 lead. Ooh. I say he's got to get rid of that Kaido. It's not going to be good for him if he doesn't.
Milling another Gecko. 9-drop Gecko, everyone. Not whatever the heck I was saying before.
Whatever.
Reducing the cost.
Reducing the cost. Now has a cost of 6. Dude, I can't keep seeing this man hit the field. Okay, Rebecca play into Helmeppo. He's going faster than I can process. I think Kaido is a 3 cost currently. A 3 or a 4 cost. What card did Jason just play? 9-drop Gecko into Rebecca, into Helmeppo, into Spandine, into Rob Lucci, into
Wow,
KOing Kaido.
that was nuts.
Oh my god. And on top of that, now he has a blocker. He can't just swing at him anymore.
That's crazy. Quite the comeback on that one. With life 3-1, let's see what Marrizo has in store for Greyson.
Yeah, but you already know. It's not looking hot for Marrizo here. Moira? Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria.
Like the Mines of Moria from Lord of the Rings. That's the way I'm going to remember.
I don't know what that is. Another one! What?
This is crazy.
Dude.
I think Grayson's going to go for like a record of how many times he's going to play Gecko Moria in a single game.
Are we in a time loop or something?
It feels like it, dude. Like, is somebody messing with the, like, scrubbing the footage back? Because I feel like I'm rewatching the same game over and over.
This is like, have you ever seen that meme where...
it's like Groundhog's Day.
In JoJo's, when Dio stops time and he, like, put Polnareff at the bottom of the stairs. There's, like, the meme of him, like, stopping time at the top of the stairs. Like, running down the stairs. Putting him down and, like, hupping. Yeah, King Crimson. This also feels like King Crimson, dude. I love JoJo's. Let's talk about JoJo's. No. Unless they make a JoJo's card game, in which watch me lose all my money. Rob Lucci swinging 5 to lead. There is no Gecko Moira so far. There's no Gecko Moira.
Moria.
I don't know why it's Moria. Is it?
It's an 8 cost, not a
No.
9.
No. My credibility as a One Piece player is gone.
Man can't win for losing here. He can out the Ido again with the Suru.
Can he? Dude. I can't watch this kind of leave the field again, dude.
This is so crazy.
When does this become animal abuse?
Oh, dude. This is rough.
Dude.
Man, Marrizo just can't catch a break.
Neither can I, apparently.
You can see it in Maritzo's body language here, the way he slumps back in his chair.
Stressed out.
Show me a 4th Kaido, Greyson says, just taunting Marrizo. Marrizo laughing it off.
Maritzo's goal, if he plays another Kaido, is to bottom deck both the Rob Luccis.
Yeah.
9-drop Mihawk. Okay. It's not Jover yet. Bottom decking the Rebecca.
Six to lead, immediately getting met with a block.
Yeah.
Keatyn just putting his head down on the desk, seeing just this insane bout. It's a lot to process. There's a lot going on this game. It's actually super hype, not gonna lie. Immediately getting met.
So, what are the bets here, guys? Do we think we see another Kaido?
Ooh, he's debating. Okay, 7 lead.
7 lead.
And
I think he's
going to take it.
9 lead.
Moria going into lead. And Marrizo going to take it. Greyson just full send into a win. Greyson has taken it. That was an insane bout.
Insane was an understatement, dude.
That
was the final match of a regional. Like, it felt like it.
Yeah.
It really did.
It really did. Two really good players just culminating into an amazing, amazing game.
Man, whoever kept mispronouncing those names and those card costs, ugh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ban them from the store, whoever it is.
Hey, wait a minute.
They're no longer allowed to play One Piece. I mean, they clearly don't know their cards.
When am I allowed to play One Piece to begin with?
Yeah, true. The day that you don't get scheduled on a One Piece day will be the day that, start seeing dogs or cats chasing dogs and fireballs raining
My
from the
cat
sky.
does chase my dog.
Oh, well, see, then one of these days you should be able to play One Piece then. Hopefully. In any case, I think that is the end of the regional here. Stay tuned to our socials. We might get a chance to actually, we'll see if we can interview the final winner here in a little bit. I'm gonna poke my head out and see what the chances of that are. By the time the round ends. So we've got about 10-ish minutes before the round ends, plus another 5 for overtime. Yeah, anything else you want to add, Keatyn? After that crazy bout? I'm still trying to process everything, dude.
Yeah, I agree with what's being said right there. I think I heard that Cody might just run locals because we're going to be done beforehand. We could just stream locals.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're...
If we can run the gauntlet, why not run the gauntlet?
Yeah, might as well. Supreme Greek, we greatly appreciate it. We are 2 followers away from today's goal of 50 followers. If you are tuned in and you have been enjoying our commentary and the gameplay here, we greatly appreciate you following us. We'd love to get to 100 followers by the end of the week, but today is our goal. Today, 50 is our goal. I'm going to change the track here because I think just due to the excitement, we've been constantly looping the same track over and over throughout the last game. But honestly,
that's okay. It worked.
It's fine because I hardly ever notice when the track changes over. NMA7, we greatly appreciate your follow. Mason Manor, thank you so much. We really hope that you will tune in for future streams. We have a lot in store for our content across all platforms. NMA7, it's very likely we'll be moving into streaming our locals. Once we have more information within the next, anywhere between 8 and 15 minutes, depending on how long it takes for the last players to wrap up here, we'll update all of you shortly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Alameen. I ended up just reading NMA asked if we're going to be streaming our locals, and I hope that we are. Yeah, Mason, I hope you enjoyed. I know that you're new to the game, and the game that came in right afterwards was super confusing and fast.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we had a hard time keeping up most of the time because it was just that fast and frenetic. But now you get to see just how crazy One Piece can be at the high level. As I've mentioned many times, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, seeing just how crazy One Piece can get, after having played, casual games of One Piece mainly,
we're just in intermission right now. There is no feed. The game just finished.
Yeah, Supreme Greek, we just finished the prior game. I believe this was the last round of regionals, and we're going to likely move into locals. But in any case, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, only really playing One Piece at the casual level and seeing how for the first time ever, this is my first time seeing high-level play of One Piece, I am absolutely astonished by how fast it can actually be. Because I'm so used to playing at the casual level with slower decks, I thought that was just the overall tone of One Piece.
Does it make you more interested in trying it?
For the most part, yeah. Keatyn, what did you think of today?
It was awesome.
It was incredible, especially that last game. I'm still reeling over it. I got a chance to talk with some of the guys. The people that tuned in that were here, they were just blown away by how skillfully the last game went.
Yeah. It pretty much everybody was talking about it when I walked out of the back room. It's definitely a match to remember, which is all you can really ask for out of a final match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think we have enough players to kick off our Sunday locals today, but in case you do want to come out and play next time, we are having our next locals this Thursday, 6:30 p.m., and then Sundays we usually start at 4 p.m. Well, got anything else for us, Keaton? You have anything planned for the week?
Play One Piece, play Guilty Gear, come to work. And if you do live in the area and you don't already come to our locals, definitely swing by. We'd love to have you guys.